Hey, everybody, this is Kevin Cahill, and I'm here with Darren Saunderson. We are the six-figure month coaches, and we're happy to share with you just a little bit of the conversation that we typically have. And today we're going to talk about time management, the myth of time management.
Hello, I'm Darren Saunderson. Thanks for the introduction, Kevin. We have both been working with real estate agents of all experiences and a variety of levels now for more than a couple of decades. And what we always see to be true is that the agents that are writing millions and multiple millions in GCI consistently are the ones that have a schedule that they honor and commit to consistently.
It's so true. The top performing agents, if you were to look at their calendar, you could see that everything has its place and everything's going to get done. They're very structured. Sometimes it gets boring, but they know that they're going to be able to accomplish the needed tasks in the time allocated for those tasks during the course of their business day, week, and month.
So one of the great things about time management, I'd like to call it choice management, is that we all have the choice each morning when we get up as to what we're going to choose to do with that time. And the easiest thing is, it is the easiest and the hardest thing at the same time, is that because we think there's so much time, which is not infinite for anyone, we can take that for granted. And the key thing about time is choosing to allocate time and schedule time for building repeatable behaviors. And once we start to formulate repeatable behaviors, it then becomes somewhat automated. When it becomes automated, it means we don't have to think. And when it means we don't have to think, therefore we don't have to make a choice. So then we're not consumed by all that energy of spending all this time and having to make decisions, because the decision's been made for us because we know it's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday. We do that at that time, and we do that every week. So what it also does is it takes some of that stress away that we create, or that overwhelm about what am I going to do next? Have I done that? We know we're doing that because at that time and that day, that's what we do.
Correct.
And whatever takes up time consistently in our day, in our week, in a month, we have a time allocated towards that, scheduled in, so we know it gets done. So anything that takes up time needs to be scheduled in. As soon as we do that, we alleviate that overwhelm, that pressure, or that thought of, when you're in bed at night, have I done that? Have I forgotten that? Like we can start to remove those things away and have a peace of mind. And on the flip side, when we're having a discussion with an agent, very quickly we can work out what it is that agent is prioritizing just by looking at their calendar. And what we're looking for is alignment between what they say they're doing and what they are actually doing, so we can help them create and build a schedule that allows them to build high-performing behaviors and actions that leads to consistency, not only in the process, in the day, the week, the month, but ultimately they get to that next level, which we call six-figure months, consistently.
That's right. And what's so interesting about having a schedule that is so well structured is that if anything should come up that would be a surprise, well, you can handle that. You're simply going to move something to a different slot in your calendar so that it doesn't get forgotten or neglected. And you can deal with those random one-off scenarios where it's highly unusual. But for the most successful, productive real estate agents, there's very little reaction in their calendar. There's a lot of proactive decision-making that already took place so that they're committing to the right action steps, the right behaviors, so that ultimately they'll have the right outcomes.
Yeah, spot on. I think that's a great point, Kevin, about the whole reactionary versus actually being structured and set up. And the good thing about having a schedule that you commit to is that it does alleviate a lot of the pressure that a lot of agents that we work with and we see initially that they're having and they're telling and sharing us about. So by having a schedule, we also do something else. We start to, we're living in this age where there's never been more noise, more distraction, to take us away from what we're doing. And understanding that there's these avoidance like having tactics in place, like having avoidance tactics in place, knowing that these things are going to pop up in my day or week. These things could pop up, but having a plan for removing those distractions is something that's equally as important, is knowing that every day I'm getting taken away from A, B, and C because of X, Y, and Z. And once we know that, we can start to remove those distractions and dilute down the impact that they're having on our performance and our level of productivity each and every day.
When you talk about that, I think about some of the simple decisions that I've heard some top-level leaders have made simply about their wardrobe. You know, we know that Steve Jobs would wear black turtleneck jeans and New Balance sneakers. He didn't really waver from that. Why? So he didn't have to think about what he was going to wear. President Obama would talk about how he would wear navy suits and gray suits, and that's it. And they were black shoes. He didn't have to think about it. All sorts of other leaders might have a simple wardrobe hack that they use, but it's really telling of other decisions that are just simply being made on autopilot. I eat at this hour of the day. I have this in my diet. I exercise during this hour of the day. Certain decisions just get pre-made so that there's really a conservation of energy toward the most productive uses of a person's time.
You've made some really good points there, Kevin. I think there'll be agents that'll be listening to this going, yeah, I actually like the fact that I have this autonomy and I can just do what I want with time. Right. And from someone who was diagnosed at a young age with ADHD and found time restraints incredibly restrictive, when I actually accepted that and gave it a go and then started to work towards committing towards this, my life changed. What I realized was it wasn't restricting me and giving me less options. It was actually allowing me to protect myself from myself. Creating a structure of your time actually protects you from all the habits and behaviors that you've created yourself and you've chosen yourself over 1, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years that actually aren't helping you go in the direction that you're saying you really want to go. So what happens is the minute we make a choice and the minute we commit to structuring our day, we start to protect our time from ourselves and the bad choices and behaviors that we may have made in the past. So there's a lot of benefits in having some foundations, some boundaries, some systems, some structure, and some standards of how we actually use our time that allows us to protect ourselves from ourselves in order to be more productive, more dollar productive, and of course, allow us to have more time for the things outside of real estate that we aspire to have more of.
Absolutely. Whether that's time with family, time with your favorite charitable efforts, might be something completely unrelated to real estate, but maybe it's a passion that you have, or maybe it's a business venture that you're excited about. Whatever that might be, we know that real estate can be a phenomenal vehicle to fund your ideal lifestyle. And really, it all starts with how you manage your calendar and how you manage the choices you make. And I think it's just powerful how we can help real estate agents figure out what are the exact right action steps that I need to be taking so that that agent can very quickly grow to a 6-figure month, and then a couple of those 6-figure months back to back, and then a quarter, and then half a year. And then pretty soon they're having a full year where they're now up in the 7-figure range. It's totally within reach for most real estate agents who are willing to commit. Well, if you'd like to learn more, we'd invite you to visit 6figuremonth.com. Jump in, grab time with us on our calendar. We'd be delighted to meet with you. If you're committed to earning 6 figures per month and you want our help, we'd be delighted to meet with you. We look forward to talking with you soon. Take care.